Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the Sun square or opposition Venus in Synastry. Now, first off, the basic character, which is the Sun, not in agreement or compatible with what the Venus person enjoys. Now, the Venus person may have, difficulty finding peace, being around the sun person. If you have your Venus, say, in Taurus, and say the sun has their sun, and sun person is Leo, the sun being in Leo, sun and Leo, the basic fundamental characters, the sun, Leo sun person may thrive on, some kind of excitement, drama, can be loud, boisterous. The Venus and Taurus person may, enjoy, they really enjoy their peace and tranquility, their creature comforts and, quiet, relaxing time. So that in that example would be, strong conflict, obviously. Um, Another thing too is that, there may be, I would say discord due to it could be, you know, differences or some disparities in the cultures of the two people. They may be coming, they might be people of different, could be backgrounds, the way the two were raised, values. The Venus person, may receive the Sun person as overbearing and arrogant, and the Sun person may see the Venus person as, someone, that's overly, could be focused, could be on trivial matters. Um, and then you have, and it could be where, the feelings, the Sun person may see, the Venus person as someone that gets their feelings hurt easily, and Venus is connected with sentiments, and the Sun, individual, may have difficulty, finding that drive and motivation to do what the Venus person enjoys. Say, if the Venus person has their Venus in Aquarius as an example, that those things that the Venus person may enjoy, could be connected with computers, electronics, innovation, astrology, humanitarianism, aviation, meteorology, and it may be something that the Sun person may not, be in harmony with. Say, if the person has their Venus in Pisces as another example, those things that the Venus person enjoys could be connected with poetry, dancing, photography, chemistry. It could be the metaphysical, which includes astrology. It might simply be helping those, less fortunate than most people, such as the oppressed, the homeless, the hungry. It could be rescuing people, swimming, as some examples. And the thing too, the Venus person, may have difficulty, if this is a, romantic connection, the Venus person may have trouble expressing the love and affection, toward the Sun individual. And it could be, and it might have something to do with the Sun person's actions, that, is taking the Venus person aback. I mean, if you have the Sun, in the Synastry example, let's say the Sun is in Aries, Sun person has their Sun in Aries, it could be very abrupt, impulsive, type of actions that, the Venus person is not, in harmony with, basically. And the thing is, when you look at the synastry aspect as well, the Venus person may often not have, the money to spend on the Sun person. Excuse me. And the thing is, the Sun person may do things that adversely affect the Venus person's self-worth. So, I mean, even though, I mean, you have this, aspect, of course, it's an adverse aspect, but it's not, certainly not, one negative synastry aspect in astrology is not the end of the world by any means. And you have to, as I stated in previous videos, right, like, my earlier videos when I concluded talking about, not to isolate, any single one, aspect, planetary placement, position, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking, because the person is the sum of all their components in their chart, and not just one. And this applies to synastry as well, because in synastry, you do have, of course, a plethora of aspects, and there's so many to look at and delineate. Even though this is not, an auspicious aspect by any means, they can, be offset to some degree by positive, aspects. I mean, if you have, say in synastry, if you have, one's Venus, making a sextile or trine to the other person's ascendant, that Venus person can easily love that outer demeanor of the ascendant person, the appearance, the physical body, the qualities that are, naturally and readily expressed by the ascendant person. If Mercury is, sextile or trine another's Mercury, that could be auspicious and positive for very fluid, very flowing, positive communications between the two people in the relationship. So you have to, I mean, look at everything, as far as synastry aspects go. And as far as this, the synastry aspect with the Sun square or opposition Venus, the Sun, remember, is about our focus and attention. So it can be, where the Sun individual may have difficulty in focusing and giving attention to what the Venus person enjoys, what he or she values, and even their monetary, situation. And the Sun person may not always be in agreement with how that person, may make money. Say if the person's, Venus is in Gemini, right? The person may make money through some communication field, whether it's data, satellite communications, reporting, journalism. It could be, just doing manifold things, variety of things. And, you could be, doing something with manual dexterity, which could include auto refrigeration mechanics. So, but as an example, but for whatever reasons, the Sun person may not be in agreement, what with the how the Venus person is making money. The Venus person may not, feel always compatible, with the Sun person's, basic, character. Remember, the Sun is our basic fundamental character, in contrast to the Ascendant, where the Ascendant is, the facade and astrological mask of the person. Say, if the person has their Sun in Aquarius, there might be some, eccentric, non-conforming, rebellious qualities, erratic qualities that and unpredictable ones that the Venus person may not be in harmony with, and might, put the Venus person on edge and has a hard time finding peace with the Sun individual. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.